Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, get yourself comfy and listen to GABNET's Late Night Lady, 30-Minute Marjorie.
I'm going to bed. I've had a hard week. I think it's lack of nookie. So I'm tired.
That's my wife, by the way. If you just joined us, I'm Alex Bennett. This is The Ramble. It goes till midnight.
I think we should take bets.
What
time I'm going to fall asleep.
On tonight's show?
Yeah, all bets.
I'm saying you'll make it through the first half hour.
I'm usually good for half an hour. It's after the half an hour that...
Last week, before the half hour was over, you were falling asleep while I was talking to you.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
It's true.
How could I talk back to you if I'm asleep?
30-Minute Marjorie is not an official program on the Great American Broadcast Network, a tune-in partner. The length of Marjorie's appearance will vary on each and every Friday night, depending on how tired she is.
Hi, everybody. This is Alex Bennett asking you the musical question. What are you doing every Tuesday through Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time? Well, that's when we're live with The Ramble. And The Ramble is a program of deep, thoughtful discussion, sometimes just wacky and goofy. It's always fun, it's always exciting, it's always stimulating. It's a lot of people just talking with each other. Yes, we call them a citizen panel. And we have like upwards to 9-10 people. Sometimes we call it a full house, sometimes we call it a royal flush, and beyond that, just call it sheer madness. Anyway, I'd like you to join me each and every Tuesday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time until midnight for The Ramble. Right here on GABNET. Now, more than ever, talk like you've never heard it before.
You love GABNET. You love the hosts and the citizen panels. In fact, you wish you could take them wherever you go. On your computer, log on to gabnet.net, where our stream is available around the clock. On your TV, GABNET is available on Roku with the same around-the-clock stream, plus all the latest episodes of GABNET programs, old favorites, videos, and tons of celebrity interviews. When you're mobile, we're on your iPhone or iPad with podcasts accessible via iTunes or Stitcher, and that same around-the-clock stream on TuneIn. If you don't want GABNET wherever you go, well, the hell with you. Go ahead, listen to your old-fashioned talk shows that do things in the same old predictable way. Meanwhile, the rest of us will be having fun listening to talk like you've never heard it before on GABNET. Reasons why you tune into GABNET. Here's reason number 9. Great celebrity guests.
So how many years is this now with Teller?
43, and that's 43 continuous. You can try to say Keith Richards and Mick Jagger go longer, but they take 3, 4, 5 years off. You know, even when they're together, they take the time off. Continuous, no more than 2 weeks working apart, I think.
Wow. And
like being waterboarded for 43 years.
GABNET. Reasons to listen every day. Log on to gabnet.net for more. GABNET. It's talk like you've never heard it before. Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GABNET, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Hey everybody, how are you? It's Alex, it's The Ramble, and it goes from now until midnight Eastern Daylight Time. And you know what happened was I went out and I bought a new camera this last weekend, and as you see, the results of it is a much better picture than we normally have, although on a lot of the replays it's not as good because a lot of the video is compressed and so on and so forth. But if you're watching us live,
you really think you want to see all my wrinkles?
A great picture. Well, no, wait a minute. So I got this camera. I got the camera, and then I looked, and when I did the split screen, the other camera didn't look very good, or as good as the new one I have. So today I went out, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, I bought a new camera for her.
Oh, don't give me that for her bullshit.
So that you'll look better.
For her, like the old one where it was nice and filmy and you didn't see the wrinkles, it had that Elizabeth Taylor
I
filter
find like
on it.
I have these bags under my eyes. They looked worse with the old camera than they do with the new one.
Well, I could have stayed with the old. Don't say that you bought it for me. Don't ever say that.
I did. I bought it for you.
You bought it for yourself.
I bought it for you. Look
No,
at
you
look at
didn't.
the blacks. Look at that. Look how pale we both look. But anyway, let me see here. And then we have the split screen, so that now it doesn't look like it doesn't look.
I'm looking.
They don't look.
I can look at
Don't
that
look. See now it looks even. Now of course you're bigger than I am. So, but that's I could make you smaller actually. I could configure the video so that let's see here. Let's do this. Let's bring the zoom back. There. Oops. There we go. The zoom is back now, and we go apply, and there we go. The only problem is we see all the garbage and stuff. Now we're equal in size, but they can see all the garbage in the background. Like we got to clean up that whole back area there.
And your point is?
The point is, it looks like this place is a big turd hole.
Yeah, your whole office looks like that.
What do you mean my
clean
whole
up that section, and then I'll clean up this section.
I actually cleaned up that section.
I see.
And I will be happy to clean it up. It will only take me about 5 minutes because there's not much over there. Not like over there.
No, because you spread out into the other room now.
And now in the high def, you can see, well, there's my hand. You can see how crummy her side looks. Look at all that.
Speak for yourself.
Look at all that. What is that garbage
Speak
back
for
there?
yourself. It's stuff that has to be filed.
Huh?
It's stuff for filing.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see. Here, let's go to your camera, and then I'll go over here. Here's what I'm talking about, folks. Let's see. Well, we don't need this. This is for an old phone of ours, and this is an old hard drive, external hard drive that I probably should put in there. I'll clean my stuff out of here if you'll clean the rest of it up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
right away.
So I did that also so people could see how trim I've gotten.
Because I sent you a reminder photo.
Of how fat I was. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You see the difference.
Yeah. So I get a thing tonight from a woman named Rin. She's a fan, and she's a very nice fan. She cares about our programming. By the way, just about the only one who does.
And
she says, is it me? I can't seem to get your programs live. You know, the live stream. And I go over there, and again, every now and then, iTunes decides it's going to just fart out on me and disappear. So it farts out on me and disappears, and that's what happened.
you have to put it back
But I wrote
in.
her back, and I said, does anybody really care? Nobody listens to that 24/7 stream. I mean, I work hard on it, oddly enough. I mean, I have to put things in there. On the weekends, I have to put in all the new programs and stuff. I mean, it takes work to keep that stream going. And
Isn't it better if they just do a replay, go to whichever they want
well, it'd
to
be better
go?
if they just, I mean, I'll say this to Rin. If you want to listen to any particular show, you can go to the on-demand at gabnet.net.
And there you are.
And I've been thinking of doing away with that. So,
I give up.
Well, no, but
It's Friday. It's Friday.
But I'm going to keep the on-demand because I've decided that is the one thing that people do use. But they have no reason to listen to the 24/7. The only reason that 24/7 is up is because that's where we do our streams live. So as long
what's your problem?
So I just put it up there so that it fills the space until the next show.
There, it fills the space. So there you go.
Otherwise, what'd you say that a fart is? It's a space between the shits?
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of like a fart. It's a space between the shits.
It's the air between the shits.
Yeah. So anyway, boy, you look great. You're just you've got like look at that. Look at that quality, folks. we're now, just about the time I'm getting fed up doing this thing, I'm buying equipment for it.
There you go.
That was stupid me.
And then you know what he does?
What?
He does a backup studio in the other bedroom. You have a backup studio.
But that
there.
is the Phil Meyer studio.
Oh.
I call it the Phil Meyer studio because we had to name it something.
And
I could call it Gabnet Studio 2.
Why not?
But I figure that since I'm using a Mini Mac that I got at a bargain price from Phil Meyer, that I would call it the Phil Meyer Studio.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so you have two studios, really?
Yeah. I'm thinking of doing an afternoon show out of the other one, just for the hell of it.
Why not?
Maybe I'll do the afternoon show and stop the night show.
Whatever you want.
I don't know, because last night we had less listeners to this thing than any other time in the last 4 years.
That's life in the fast
And I just figured, what am I doing this for? It's like jerking off. Maybe I should just come up with a new idea for a show.
Yeah.
And do a new thing. Move the mic closer to you so that we can hear you just a little better. No, what she does? She goes,
if I do it too hard.
Move it forward. There you go. Now that's fine. Then they can hear you better.
Okay.
See?
There we go.
There we go. Can't you hear her better now, folks? Right. Anyway, where was I?
I have no idea.
So I'm having coffee tonight instead of tea because it's Friday night and I can stay up till 6 if I want to.
And you do.
Well, no, I don't. I never stay up
do.
that late. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Just because you say I do doesn't mean I do.
Just because you say you don't doesn't mean you do.
No, but just
there.
You can't use the same excuses I use.
Why not?
Anyway,
I learned it.
So let's see if we get more people listening to us tonight than last night. It's just, and then the replays. They weren't watching the replays, so I'm thinking of not posting the show.
I'm always good for one.
I'm thinking of not posting the shows anymore to Facebook.
No, that's where I watch it.
You can go watch it on Gabnet.net.
No, it's just Facebook is easier.
Wait, no, Facebook. It isn't easy. You can go over to iTunes. Tune it.
Then I have to search and I have
YouTube.
to find it. And,
you can go over to YouTube.
No, Facebook is
it's
easy.
simple. You go to
Facebook
YouTube, you type in
easy.
Alex Bennett, and
I
there
don't
it
even
is.
have to do that with Facebook. I just punch.
I just feel that that people are getting too used to getting us everywhere. So maybe I should make our ability limited. By the way. You don't know this because nobody seems to care, although it's strange. I get a report on how many people listen to various streams that we have. And do you know what our top 10 streams are? And quite a significant number of people watching videos on Gabnet TV, which is, we have Gabnet on for Roku, and then we have Gabnet TV. And there are people who are just, all of them are coming from Gabnet TV.
What's on Gabnet TV? What kind
we have a lot of videos.
Like what?
Like our trip to China.
Oh, those.
The number one show that we had is my 93 trip to Greece. I don't know why. I have no idea because it's the least in quality. But the China one is there, and our trips to Shelburne and things like that. And then also our Alex Bennett Recession Special, the comedy stuff we have up there. So I guess people have discovered Gabnet TV over just the regular Roku Gabnet channel.
Maybe.
And what I put up today that's up there exclusively, not anywhere else, is the entire hour and 50-minute interview with Jack Garfine. So if you have a Roku and you want to watch it, go and download or ask for the app. And
this is for you.
Gabnet.
She's got a thing about concentration camps.
Yeah, Gabnet TV. You just go to Roku and just put in there Gabnet TV, and it'll give you the app.
Good.
But I mean, it's very the stuff on that channel, for instance, is the most popular stuff I have that I'm streaming. So who knows?
Who knows?
What the hell? I get very frustrated. You don't care.
I'm beyond.
Well, if I stopped doing this every night, how would that affect your life?
Well, it would affect me greatly because I don't want to come in and see you sitting there in a bathrobe with the drool coming out of your mouth.
Really?
I mean, you're almost there now.
I'm almost there now.
Yeah.
I see.
You're missing the drool.
I'm
And that was
missing
the
the
promise. That was the promise that you would continue doing this.
Yes. Yeah. Do I have to live up to that promise?
Absolutely.
Well, why should I keep... It's just insane, you know?
It keeps you alive.
You know?
It's true.
You know, now last night, it was interesting. Last night, we did have a fairly decent-sized citizen panel.
So there you go.
You know? And I thought it was going to be a night when we wouldn't, because we don't have Rob. He's on vacation. We didn't have Phil. We didn't have
Patrick came.
John Perulis. And we weren't going to have Patrick because he had an operation yesterday. But the great showman he is.
He is. The show must go on.
He was here last night.
He was there. Yes, he was.
You know. Boy, I love the color red in your hat. It looks great. It looks true.
I can if I want.
You can't see
I
it.
can do
If you
that.
want to see yourself, just bring it up on your other computer.
Let me roll over.
No. It's only 17 minutes past the hour.
Well, it's time to roll over.
No. So where are we going to go for a vacation? Let's discuss it right here.
Spain.
You want to go to Spain?
Well, I'd like to go to places that are more expensive, but Spain will do.
What's more expensive?
Well, Australia, Thailand,
I don't
Vietnam.
know. You know, I've never had a great desire to go to Australia.
I do. And I'm going to go to New Zealand.
Why Australia?
Just to...
Why?
Why not?
Why?
I'm going to go to Japan.
I don't. You know, that's another place I've never cared about. I mean, when we went to China, I always wanted to go to China.
You wanted to go to the place where you were going to die. Remember that little scene?
Yeah. The Gulen.
Yeah.
Those wonderful casts.
Except it was in the 21st century, and it was all polluted.
It was kind of where we were in Gulen, but when we finally went up the river,
we were just a bunch of that one tour boat after another.
That's another thing you can see on Gabnet TV is that whole China trip, and that trip through down the river, down the Li River
great.
in Gulen, from Gulen is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, really amazingly breathtaking.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to go to China. Oddly enough, I wanted to go to Russia.
I have no desire to go to Russia. I have no desire to
Would you like to see St. Peter's Square?
No.
You know,
I'd rather go to Poland and Hungary and some of those countries, but I don't want to go to Russia.
Yeah. Well, Spain would be good. Spain would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever been to Hungary. I've never been to the Czechoslovakia, places
I haven't
like
either,
that.
and they're supposed to be quite beautiful. And we have Agnes that moved back to Poland.
The Yugoslavian peninsula, is it? I'm thinking of. Am I right? It's supposed to be beautiful. It's like the French Riviera. Greece is always nice, but you've been to Greece, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah, Americans have a tendency to go to Greece because it's, you know, there's something about it that Americans like. It's easy, I guess, for them or something. I don't know. But anyway, so where would you like to go? If you could ideally go anywhere on the face of the earth, where would you want to go?
I'd like to go to Vietnam and to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of North Africa. I've been to Morocco.
So far, you haven't named any place I really want to go. I'll tell you where I really would love to go.
And I don't want to go there.
Where?
Wherever it is you want to go.
Oh, really? You don't even know where it is yet?
I know it's going to be a place that I don't want.
That's the trouble with her. That's the trouble with her. It's a constant battle.
I admit it. It's
I don't
true.
know why I gave you better fidelity in picture. You know.
Where would you like to go?
I've always wanted to go to the Himalayas. You know, I've always wanted to go to Tibet.
And take that trek up the mountain?
Or go up Mount Everest? Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
You have to
I
train
got
for that.
all the steps up to that village up at the top of
Yeah,
the
you have to train for that.
of the rice paddies. So I think I could make it up the top.
Yeah, you did make it up the top there.
Yeah, and I could have had another way to go.
That's right.
Because they actually pay 100 won, and which is about $20, and two guys will take you in a thing and haul you up the side of the.
They need
mountain.
3 for you.
What do you mean they need 3 for me?
Because you're a guy.
No, I less than I used to weigh.
Still need 3 people.
No, I don't need 3 people. There's one person in the front, there's one in the back, and they have these like about 1,000 steps to go to the top of this
See
hill.
the film.
Yeah, and you pay them 101. And,
we walked up.
Huh?
We walked up.
We walked up. Yeah. Am I boring you?
I'm tired.
See, I'm trying to. You keep saying we always have to talk about where we're going on vacation, and then now I bring it up.
We never talk. We never talk.
I brought it up.
Well, we're talking, and
we have time to discuss it.
And here we are. I'd like to go to South America. I'd like to go to Peru.
It's only because they have the cocaine there. That's the reason you want to go.
No, that's Colombia.
You want to go somewhere where there are drugs.
That's Colombia. Yeah. I want to go where there's ruins.
Wait a minute. What do you call it? Why do they call it Peruvian marching powder?
I don't know. I just knew from Colombia.
They used to call it Peruvian marching powder.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. South down there. I don't know. Yeah, I could go for it. I suppose if we had to.
Can I roll over?
No. If you're tired, just get up and leave and go to sleep.
Okay, so I think you should open up the.
No, I have stuff I can talk about to the audience.
So would you be angry if I do?
Of course.
Oh.
But if you want to, go right ahead.
No, I don't want you angry.
I'm not going to.
I don't want to hear it.
No, you're not going to hear it.
I'm going to hear it. I know it.
You're not going to hear it. What are you going to hear?
I think I did something to my toe.
Oh, really? Now we're having medical complaints on the show?
It's swollen.
Why is it swollen?
I think I bumped it.
Maybe it's the gout from all this rich living you've been having.
Yeah, settling in.
Yeah. You know what she does to me? We never eat dinner together anymore. Because I go, do you want to eat dinner? And she says, no, I'm full. I had a sandwich for lunch. And I'm going, and now it's 6 o'clock. That was noon, and you're full from the sandwich you had at noon?
Yeah, I can't eat a lot anymore.
Why?
I don't know. I don't have the appetite.
That's the first sign that you're heading towards death.
Probably.
You may not make it to, what year is it?
January 2023.
2023.
It's only 5 years from now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm planning my death.
Well, I'm thinking there's only 9 years difference between me and Jack. And I look at Jack, and he's been a pretty healthy guy all his life, but it goes.
Yeah, hey.
That's why I just would like to end this thing before I start, embarrassing myself, peeing my pants on the radio, things like that.
Yep.
Because...
Well, you've started.
What do you mean?
There's a couple things that you do. You leave the flame on in the kitchen.
No, there's a reason for
You
that.
don't lock the door half of the time I come home. The door is unlocked.
Folks. Keep it going. We'll get the numbers up.
You don't flush the toilet.
What? I do flush the toilet.
Not always.
Yeah. Well, that toilet has a problem.
Blame it on
Well, no. For some reason, I don't know, whatever it's made out of.
It's called ceramic.
No, shit sticks to it. Do you
Your
notice
shit.
it?
Your shit.
Well, then I have very adhesive shit.
You do.
But, and then I find myself having to take a tissue and, swabbing it out. Because, no, really, I'm serious.
I know. I've gone through it.
And then sometimes the turd doesn't go down.
And you have to flush it a couple of times.
You have to sit around and wait for it to fill up again.
Sometimes you have to break it up.
Really?
Well, it gets caught.
I haven't had to do that. No, I haven't had that happen. But you would think they would make the toilet out of some kind of Teflon or something where it just nothing sticks to it. Yeah. Instead, you've got this porcelain, and I guess porcelain has a certain porous nature to it.
That's because you're not having any roughage.
What?
Roughage in your diet.
What kind of roughage should I have?
Well, you eat lettuce, but not a lot.
Yeah.
We eat it once a week.
Yeah. Is that roughage?
Yeah, absolutely.
What else is roughage?
Well, I don't know.
Carrots?
Vegetables, yeah.
Vegetables?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I could have some.
Yeah.
But, Gee, they can probably even read the writing on the microphone.
Okay,
your
it's
microphone.
time. I'm
your
coming
microphone.
over.
No,
yes,
you're not.
I am.
No, you're not. Go back. No. No.
We've run out of things to talk about.
I'm wedging her.
We have nothing left to talk about.
Ever. We've completely run out of stuff to talk about. Well, did Trump do anything today we should know about?
I don't know. I've just avoided
I am so sick of the news. I am so sick of all of it.
He's taken the oxygen out of the air. It's like there isn't a moment where it's not about him, and he thrives on that.
I know. So I know. And anyway, so you well, let's see. We got about 3.5 minutes left before you can come over here. No. Look, I wish you people who are listening to this in the audio version could see this. What are some of the people writing? What are you doing? You got your head in my frame.
Well, because I'm moving over.
That really looks weird. You're like disembodied.
Let me come over.
Looks like you got eaten by that polar bear on that show we were watching.
It wasn't even a good-looking polar bear.
It wasn't even it was an ugly-looking polar bear. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me just do that. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see here. Let me get this. Oops, I don't want that like that. I want that like that. And then I want to get this down here, and I want to get this up here.
Call in.
No, we're not open for business yet.
Get your finger ready.
Well, we're not open for business yet.
Just get finger ready.
Huh?
I'm telling them to get their finger
I got my finger ready for you. Anyway, you're not really in there well.
No, because you don't.
Huh?
You don't move your chair.
I didn't move my chair. You don't move your chair, Alex. I got to do a couple of things here I should have done this before I went on the air. There we go. Okay. So,
okay, we're ready. Call in.
They can't call in yet because I haven't
turned. They can't
turned.
hear me because you've got the microphone over towards you.
Huh?
You have the microphone.
They can hear you.
You just turned the microphone off.
No, I did. I turned that microphone off.
Well, you've got this all the way over where you were sitting.
Okay,
you don't share.
there.
Right,
I'm sharing the microphone.
All right, move it down.
God, she's such a pain in the ass.
I am.
I don't know why. See how good you look with this new camera? Look at that. You're pretty. Look at that. Look at that. See? There you are.
Because it's blurred out.
That's because it for some reason it's very flattering. More so than, let me get a lot of these out of here. Got to get all these people who called other programs off of this because it gets to be too much.
What's a Travis Runkle?
Travis Runkle's a pain in the ass.
What show is that?
Oh, some guy who wanted to have a show here, and I told him no. Let me see here. So but there's Albert right there. A whole bunch of names up there. I don't know what those names are, to tell you the truth. But anyway, the lines are open, so now people can call.
Good.
And you can leave once they call.
The first caller.
I'm holding her hot sausage. And I'm preventing her from leaving until people call.
Ah, you're so cute.
You know what we'll do? You know what we can do? If
kiss
if you don't call, we'll just have two old people kissing.
And it's gross.
It's gross.
It's really disgusting.
I mean, it's really gross. Best picture I never took was I was driving down 23rd Street. And there was this doorway, but it was a door that was closed with a sign over it said, "Do not block doorway." Big letters.
Right.
And two people were sitting there, old people, I think homeless, kissing each other.
And blocking the doorway.
I said to myself, God, there are times you wish you had a camera. Mm-hmm. And, today I'd have a camera. Your phone, but,
I don't even know how to use my camera anymore. I have to start from
Really?
scratch. Well, I took it to Hong Kong last year, and everything on the Nikon came out terrible.
Well, speaking about somebody who takes pictures the old-fashioned way.
Hey, there he is.
Here he is.
Day.
What?
I'm here to save the day.
Thank you, because I'm going to sleep. Good night.
All right.
Good night, everyone that's about to call.
Yeah,
Good night,
which
Phil.
is probably nobody,
You're on your own.
Yeah. So, how you doing, Phil?
All right. The lighting sucked last night. I should have not gone to the show.
What do you mean? What do you mean lighting was sucked?
They didn't have a pit. This was a sit-down thing, so I shot from the corner of the stage for a couple of songs. There was a lot of blue cast because they had blue lights.
Yeah.
You'd think that these venues, if they're going to let you shoot the first 3 songs, they stick some white light on the stage.
Yeah. Well, let's see who this is. I have no idea. It says unknown phone number. There we go.
That could be the person that called last night.
Well, wait a minute. Let me see. Who is this calling?
Allison.
Oh, hi, Allison. You're here again tonight.
Hi.
You're here again tonight. Okay. Well, jump in whenever you want to. We're talking to Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's back.
Yeah, Phil's back.
Phil's never far away.
Yeah. Did you hear about what I'm doing with the other studio that I built here?
Yeah, it's the Phil Meyer Memorial Studio.
It's a Phil Meyer studio.
Oh, not the memorial yet?
No, I think we call it the Meyer Studio. I think that's what we'll call it.
Memorial.
Yeah, there's already a Meyer sound,
Is there really?
Yeah. They make great professional sound systems for venues.
No, really? Oh, okay. Anyway, we need some callers tonight, folks, and I don't want to sit here with my finger up my ass, which is what I usually do if Phil's the only one here.
Yeah.
So,
but you enjoy it.
Yeah. And you had your photography class the night before or something, or your photography group or something?
Yeah, competition. I go to these. I joined a club, and they have 2 competitions a month. If you get a first place in your category, then it goes to another judging that is of all Northern California clubs.
Mm-hmm. So how did you do this week?
I got a first, but...
how many people are there? Like 2 other people? I mean...
about 30.
Oh, really? And all 30 submit pictures?
Yeah, but there are different... You see, this is my first year. So they start you off in basic. So I'm competing against other newbies.
Yeah.
And some of these newbies are really good.
Yeah.
It's just that you're in basic for the first year.
Yeah.
And it's the way it works.
Hold on a second. Robert Blunt is calling, so let me do something here. Let me... I've got to call him.
Having a Blunt on 420 is I guess a good thing for you guys.
Let me see here. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I can't ring him. That's interesting. Robert, you've got to ask to be recognized as a. See, if I bring it up, folks, you can see me do it here. If I do that, you see, he has not asked to be accepted. But wait a minute. It says if you call. Your current call will be put on hold. There should be a way that I can add the. Oh, wait a minute. Add the contacts. Okay, then add the group call. Okay, now I'll call him, and let's see what happens, if anything. No, nothing's happening. Huh. Well, I give up. Okay, that's. I tried. All right. Let me go back to my group here. There we are.
You never left your group.
Huh?
Oh, you never left the group.
I know I never left the group, but I just want to, get this going up here. Okay? So everything's fine. I got to do a little adjusting here. Oh, boy. Hold on a second.
So,
there we go.
You tried to scam off your second new camera as a favor to your wife, huh?
Well, no, I couldn't. I didn't like the idea that I'd have 2 cameras that didn't match in look, and so therefore I did something about it. All right. So I went and got another camera. Is that okay by you? There we go. Add to group call. Here comes Robert Blunt. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Oh, there you are. I'm in.
Okay,
How you doing?
turn on your camera. Do you have a camera?
Let me see if I can turn it on here.
Okay, I think you can. If you just click on the camera picture, you should, but it's not doing anything. You're not whirling
It's
around.
not.
Oh, there we go. No. John Perula's down there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, I'm technology challenged here, so I'm trying.
Yeah. Do you see a little round button with a picture of a camera in it?
No, I don't. That's the problem.
Hover down at the bottom of the screen.
Well, I'm doing this from my HD10 tablet, so
it's a tablet. That's the reason why you can't. You see, that's the reason why you can't. Oh, wait a minute. There's a picture. There we go.
Hey,
see?
How you doing?
Yeah, where are you calling from, Robert?
I'm calling from Napa, California.
Really? So we have two California people on right now.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Oh, wait a minute. Three. All three are from California. And Allison, are you from California?
No, I'm from New York.
Okay, thank God.
It's coast to coast.
Hmm? Yeah, but I mean, we're being attacked by people from California. Whereabouts in Napa? In Napa itself?
Napa's doing good. The fires didn't burn us all down. We're still here.
Yeah. My friend, our friend Damien, who does the show before us, was right in the middle of that fire. He's in Petaluma.
Yeah, no, we had it was bad. I came home one night. We were coming down 37, and we had a tire fire over at one of the wrecking yards. And then we woke up in the morning to find out that Santa Rosa was burning down.
Now, let me take that back. Damien isn't in Petaluma any longer. He's in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
And that was where my stuff was in storage at his place, at his storage facility. And everything around the storage facility burnt down, but the storage facility didn't. So I still have all my stuff.
Well, there was a Kmart up there that I went to for years now as a kid. Actually, bought my first BB gun. That Kmart burnt to the ground.
Hold on a second. Where's that noise coming from? Is Allison?
No, not me.
Is somebody talking in the background in one of your places there?
It could be.
Oh, it's probably you. It's probably you.
I'll put on mute. It could be my family talking in the background.
Yeah, okay. When you want to talk, just take yourself off mute. Okay?
You got it.
All right, good. So
now,
anyway.
There was a tornado in North Carolina, and the Carpet One store there got totally destroyed. They sent everybody pictures. Yeah. So I wrote back and I said, how do I have a tornado? And, for my store.
What do you mean? Because are you insured?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, I see. And so that way you could just have a fire sale and say goodbye, right?
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, you must. After all these years, you must be tired of installing carpet.
Well, I haven't installed in 20 years, but I'm tired of employees. I'm tired of making payroll. I am tired of the 15th and the 30th. It's just enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're looking for somebody to buy all those worries and woes, right?
Yeah. So far, I'm not that big a store. People want something that does, $5 million a year. I'm doing $1 million a year. It's just not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what can we do to get your sales up? Certainly, if you advertised here on GabNet, that would do it right there.
Absolutely. To get the sales up, I actually need some salespeople, and people don't. Carpet business is not something people go into anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I hired a gal, and I'm listening to her outside of my office, and I'm listening to her talk to a customer.
Yeah.
And she says, well, we got this over here and that over there and this over here, and if I can answer any of your questions, let me know. And that's like the worst kind of salesperson you can have. It's called a guided tour director.
Yeah.
It just gives you a guided tour and then sends you out the door. Right. I'm saying, my God, they interview well.
Yeah. Now, in John, last night you went and saw Ray Renati's play, right?
That's
a playbill. I got to say, my wife and I went. Ray blew us away. The play was fantastic. I mean, quality all the way, well acted, everybody. Ray played, I think, 3 or 4 different characters.
Yeah.
He said,
He demonstrated amazing mastery of each one, and I mean, he was happy to see me in the flesh, and it's likewise. And if you can see the play, it's called "You Are My Sunshine." It's a true story, based on a true story.
It was very complex, knowing that it was about a woman's great-grandfather, supposedly a murderer. And
yeah, he did. Well, he was in the play. Well, I shouldn't give the details of the play away, but it was unclear to me whether he really murdered her or not. But he did do time for it. And, Ray plays various characters that interact with him in the play, and Ray's amazing. Wait till he comes back on the show. I mean, he's about 15 minutes away from starting right now. The play's going to start at 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
And,
that's for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
How many weeks?
2.
2 weeks?
Yeah, till the 28th, it says here. Oh, and the playwright, she is amazing. She wrote all the songs that appear in the play that are sung by this amazing guy. Let's see, his name is Trevor Markham. Amazing talent. Mm-hmm. They kind of play it in a Delta blues way, and it's sort of the narrative of the play is echoed in the lyrics of the songs, and just amazing through and through.
I heard an interview that he did with Kelly Cuccaro,
yeah, she lives near here. She's Kelly Calaco.
Yeah, she has 8 years into this play.
Yeah, 8 years it took her to write the play. Yeah, and the music came kind of later on in the stage, the evolution of writing the play, and she said it just poured out of her. Oh, and one thing you can't see when you go into the theater, which is kind of a smallish thrust stage theater, there are pictures of all these people. They're real people. I mean, the great granddad is in his minor league baseball uniform, and other characters in the play. So, it has a stamp of reality on it, and it's a tough story. It's a tough story to watch, and it was a good thing that they had the music, because the music kind of lifted it, out of being too dark. I think. Just exquisite all around.
Okay, well, if anybody is in the area, you should go see it. Okay.
Isn't it Phoenix Theater?
Phoenix, yeah. It's on Mason, right in the theater district, right near.
Somehow I know that theater.
It's on the 6th floor, I believe.
Oh, really?
Of a building, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like some benevolent society. It's not a Freemason, but it's like that.
Is it
like
a fairly
Friends
large theater? Is it a fairly large theater or small theater?
It's small.
Oh.
And then there are other theaters.
Because I seem to remember the theater, the name of it, but I don't think I ever did a show there or anything.
I don't think you did either.
No.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the.
Is it across from ACT?
ACT is right nearby there.
Well, anyway, most of our audience doesn't care about this part of the discussion.
Yeah. Hey, but guys, I'm going to have to leave. There's a big reunion of us from Greenpeace. One of our dear friends passed away a few months ago, and we're getting together at Point Reyes, going to have a memorial for him. So never before has the crew of 1983 Siberia campaign all been together. I mean, we made the headline news. We were the first story in the news in the summer of '83. We illegally went to the Soviet Union to expose an illegal whale operation, and Tom, the guy we're memorializing, was on the crew, and a lot of us haven't seen each other for over 30 years, so it's going to be like a reunion and a memorial.
Wow. If you need anybody to bust everybody, just let me know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to sign off.
Okay. Thank you very much, John.
Yeah, John.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. That's it. We've lost John Peroulis, and now we're down to 3 people, one of which is Allison. Who's
background noise on my end.
What'd you say?
I said 3 people and background noise on my end.
On your end, yeah.
So I got kids running around, wife, dogs, cats.
Yeah. Yeah, all the usual afflictions of life.
What made you call in today?
I've been listening to Alex since I was probably in high school. I was there. I was there when he started with Quake, and I was listening to Sirius, and I've been listening to you for the last year, kind of just watching.
Yeah.
I haven't been, mostly the recordings. I don't really get the live stuff because I'm usually busy karate, kid stuff. But
yeah,
I've been listening in on all your shows. When you threaten to turn everything off on the video.
I'm thinking about it now. I mean, we're all of a sudden.
You did it once. I watched.
All of a sudden we're dwindling in numbers on the video. I don't know.
No, I've loved you for a long time and all your stories and everything.
Yeah.
You and Rigel, everybody from Camel to everything else. So
yeah.
I just thought I'd call in for fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
you listened to Camel.
Yes, I did.
Really push back. Did you remember a character named Bruce Century?
Yes.
That was
I
me.
also remember that Alex completely hated Steve Perry.
No. Century was a character a couple of times on Alex's show at Camel.
I don't even remember it.
That was me. I was Thaddeus Century's son, the owner of Century Broadcasting.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I threatened that you'd be working on a CB radio station in Cincinnati if you didn't play one of my requests.
Yeah, you're right. It was Century Broadcasting, but I can't remember who Century Broadcasting was.
Well, it was just a company.
Yeah.
But I made up a character, Bruce Century.
Yeah.
And I said I was Thaddeus Century's son. There's no Thaddeus Century, and there was no Bruce.
When I went to Live 105, they're owned by Entercom, which was a small company back in the day, and it's now maybe the largest broadcasting company in America. I mean,
yeah,
or at least the third. They bought up CBS Radio just recently.
So a couple of times we had a skit where you put Susan on as Sonia Ammonia.
That was my ex-wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just thought maybe since you listened to Camel, maybe you remember.
No, I just remember Ruth. Ruth.
Yeah. Most people remember my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, your mother was awesome.
Yeah. That wasn't really my mother though. It was a woman we hired from Central Casting.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
And she was perfect for the part.
I don't believe
gave birth to him from Central Casting.
Yeah, no, but I mean, she, a story I told my mother once. They were doing a roast for me. I don't know why they were doing a roast for me because I had only been at Camel for, maybe a year, and all of a sudden Kevin Pollak decided he was going to do a roast for me, So he was there, so it was Paula Poundstone. I can't remember who else was part of the roast. And then they wanted my mother to get up. And so I dragged my mother there. I picked her up, took her to the roast. And she says, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm not used to talking to an audience like this, and I'm not a performer. I said, Mom, you're 77 years old. Anything you say will get a laugh. Trust me.
How's that working for you now?
Oh, terribly, terribly. Terribly. But they expect too much out of me, see.
Yeah.
But terribly. And she got up, and all she had to say was, so my son Alex, and they all laughed. I mean, old ladies can get away with a lot of shit, okay? And she killed, and she didn't know why, and quite frankly, neither did I. But she killed, because she took my advice.
Yeah.
So she got away with it, But I haven't been able to, so,
So
he was like here and you are.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I understand the unknown caller is also a cancer survivor. And I guess I am, too.
Yes.
I guess, we could call you a cancer survivor now. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are the pens doing?
Huh?
The pens. I'm going through a few of them. I only brought one extra one to work today. And, like how a little kid has a load? Well,
yeah.
it was getting heavy.
Well, my dad just went through that whole thing. He had to get a whole, he calls it a rotor-rooter done on this whole thing. And he's like having leakage. Like, I don't want to go out and buy Depends. I'm like, Dad, you're 94 years old. I think you can get away with it.
He's 94 years old and he wasn't peeing his pants anyway? Just, you know.
No, he wasn't. He had a colostomy, or not a colostomy, but he had a catheter since Thanksgiving. Because the VA took so long to do stuff, they finally went to a private doctor, and they went and did a surgery and cleaned him out, and he's actually peeing now. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but did he come down with a prostate cancer?
He does have prostate cancer, but he also had an issue with just urinating like normal.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking doctor stuff. So this.
But they're not taking care of the prostate cancer because of his age.
He's old.
Yeah,
he's too old to do anything. There's more medication than surgery, but they're able to clean out his tubes to allow him to pee, which is great.
Yeah.
But he's like, he has to get his whole thing working again, where he can actually be strong enough to hold his bladder back, basically.
Well, there's a drug I was told about.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oxybutynin.
What is on 420 day? Is that the drug?
No. It's a legit drug for bladder control. Oxybutynin.
Okay, well, this is certainly talk that's getting me an audience. God damn it.
Well, you know, I called Kaiser tonight because I had written my doctor saying I wanted this drug, and they hadn't written me back. I figured, you know, once they do the operation, they're done with you. And so I called and said, look, I need this, and I'm waiting for a call.
Wait a minute, what does the drug do?
It gives you bladder control.
Well, you see, what doctors are sick of is the fact that these companies go out and advertise like crazy, and then their patients come to them and say, I want that drug. Well, and then the doctor kind of feels he has to give you the drug because you want it, and he doesn't want to piss you off. And I've
been pissing a lot, so you know, I would appreciate it. I'd piss off. You know, that's what I'm doing is pissing.
You know what I wanted to say the other day?
By the way, let me make an appeal to the audience so we could use some more callers. I mean, this has been ridiculous this week. It's enough for me to give.
Hold on, I got something funny to say, because the other day when you guys were talking about when Phil had his whole thing going on, and you were talking about Alexa ordering Depends. My Alexa started ordering Depends on me. I was like, no, I don't want Depends. Like, what kind of Depends do you want? What size? And I'm like,
wait a minute. Well, how did it get the idea? How did he get the idea you wanted Depends?
Because you were talking about it on the program.
And then it hurt. But we didn't. All you got
to say Alexa, order Depends, and it started ordering it on my Alexa because I was listening it through my computer. And my Alexa picked it up and started ordering Depends. I'm like, no, I don't want them.
Do you have your Echo nearby?
Yeah, it's right next to my computer.
So Alexa, order a BMW.
Should I charge you to Alex Bennett's account? Yes, please. Go ahead.
Here comes Kevin. I can always count on Kevin. There we go. Hello, Kevin. How are you this evening?
Hey, Alexa, order Depends.
I think Kevin was the one that said it, actually. You were the one that was saying it, and it was like ordering. I'm like, come on.
Well, everybody's going to get Depends now. Yeah. Order extra large Depends.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't have an Echo or a Dot or whatever it's called. Yeah. I just haven't gone there yet.
Yeah, but I bet a few other people out there do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sitting right next to my computer speaker, so when I listened to you on YouTube, it was picking it up. I was laughing like, no, stop.
We got the canine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sally.
But anyway, our audience level is really low tonight, again. I don't know what's happened to our audience or where they've gone. I have no idea. But here's Chris Ritter. Hello, Chris. Wait a minute. We have a picture of Chris there. And here comes Chris. Hello, Chris. Have you called the show before? Oh, wait. Your mic isn't on. Your mic is muted. Your mic isn't on. Do you see your mic there? Do you see the mic logo at the bottom?
Hover down to the bottom of the screen with your cursor, and then you'll see the mic that might be crossed out.
Let's see here.
Bottom left, or in the middle.
In the middle.
No. Do you use the mic in your display or from a? Yeah.
So your mic is in your camera. Then try your preferences. Might not have it on.
Do you have preferences there? Go up to tools. Do you have tools up there? We're trying to do this silently, so he, you know.
But you were saying there weren't any other silent movie actors that you could interview. Well, go right ahead.
This is it. This is it. Let's see here.
Like the deaf,
show 1 for Mac, show 2 for PC.
Yeah, right. What happens is if you can get somehow into your tools or into your preferences, then it'll ask you, what do you want to use for your microphone? The problem is here's part of the problem we have. Nod if you're using a PC. Are you using a PC? No, using a Mac. Okay.
Okay.
So
go up to the corner and look at the Skype, and then pull that down and say Preferences.
See where it says Skype up at the top? Pull that down. It says Preferences, right? Okay,
Audio Preferences.
Click on that. And then go to Audio Preferences, did you say, Kevin?
Yeah. It says Audio and Visual Settings.
Yeah.
And then there, it'll say Microphone.
Okay, so you got to figure out where your mic... Does it say microphone anywhere? No.
It should say Audio there. Then you can test your audio and push the button to see if it's...
Does it say Audio? Do you see Audio there?
You can also do a Skype test call.
No, don't. You're mixing things up, Phil. Don't even start there. Oh, boy.
So you don't have preferences up there in Skype?
Yeah, preferences in Skype. Okay, so the panel drops down, right?
Oh, go down. I'm sorry. Do this again. Skype, and then below preferences is audio and video settings.
No.
Okay, he got that, Phil. Yeah.
Okay, now open that up.
Yeah.
I just did.
And then you should see microphone. And then there's built-in microphone. If you're using your camera, it should be there. It should say built-in input.
Well, built-in input is not the input. That would be that'd be for the system. If it's
okay, now go down to test audio and see if you can hear yourself.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
When the type says,
please look at where it says. Boy, it's great stuff. See where it says, what you want is your input. Is there a drop-down menu of various choices it gives you?
There's a little arrow.
And then it gives you choices? Okay. And what choice should he use there, Kevin? Because if
he's got a webcam, he uses the webcam.
Does it say webcam there? Do you have a webcam listed?
Just the internal.
Do you have an internal listed? Yeah.
Choose that.
Then he would have to have a microphone that's plugged into the system.
No.
Right. You actually speak or you mute?
In the computer.
Hmm?
And the internal is the mic in the computer.
The mic, internal. But which one are you using? You're using internal?
Mine is a built-in input, and I'm using a plug-in microphone. When I use my camera, it's the webcam that I'm using.
Do you have do you have an additional camera on your machine, or do you have the camera in the machine?
So he's got the camera in the machine, so you should use it internal.
Hold on a second. Let me open up my Skype. Boy, is this some boring programming.
I did.
When I use my webcam, it's in the webcam. So I just plug that in.
He's got a camera that's built into his computer.
Yeah, which would be, let me see here. Let me open up my Skype here a second. My Mac.
Just do a test audio, you'll find out.
Yeah. What do you know? The numbers went up. They always do when we have technical problems with somebody, right? Because everybody,
everybody's trying.
Well, people. One of the biggest things on the web, and I'm thinking of doing, is unboxing. Like you order something and then you unbox it.
That's right.
And I did get 10,000 people view an unboxing of like a new Mac or something like that. And, okay, so we go up to Skype, we go up to preferences, that opens up. Then we go over to audio video. Then we have that, it says a microphone. It says microphone, right? Right.
So you go to audio.
Then you have a drop-down menu, and you should have more than one thing there. In my case, for my built-in audio, for the display audio, it says display audio. Do you have a microphone in your display? Nope. Boy, this is ridiculous. The other chances are, you don't have like a Logitech you don't have a webcam, do you? What kind of camera are you using? You're using the camera in your machine, right?
That's what he said.
Then it should be display audio. But there isn't a display audio listed there. Is it pull down? No.
Internal microphone.
No, there is no such thing here as internal microphone. And I have a display microphone here, so I know what he's dealing with that. So, well, I don't know what to tell you.
So when you scroll down to the bottom of your screen, you don't have the little pop-up of your microphone and your camera and all that doesn't pop up and you're not muted.
All right. So last night, as I'm waiting for the venue to open, and I go to a coffee shop. There's 4 deaf people sitting at a table next door to the table I'm sitting at. And they're laughing and they're having a good time and they're signing one another. So I said to my girlfriend, who I took,
wait a minute. You're going to say goodbye?
There's no not hang out. I mean, you'll figure it out. So anyway, these people are signing. And so I told this joke. I said, guy walks into a bar and he sees these people and they're going like this and like this. So he says to the bartender, what are they doing? He says, well, those people are deaf. This means a shot and this means a beer. So several hours later, he lifts his head up from the bar after he's had
By the way, so far we've lost 4 people since you started telling that joke.
Sees people and they're going like this. He says to the bartender, what are they doing? He says, well, they're singing. We're never going to get out of here. You never laugh.
Okay, let's try and get the 4 people back somehow. John, I don't know Chris, I don't know what to tell you. We've tried here.
This shot, and this is a beer, Chris. Shot, beer. That's all you got to remember.
That's how big you are? What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Who's like making something in the background? Sounds like someone's banging.
So, is that Jeff? Jeff, is there banging at your place?
There could be, but I'm all plugged in.
Is wife making something again?
No, but is your wife doing something like banging stuff around?
Oh, she always is, but since I got the things plugged up, I don't think she can hear us.
Yeah, the mic picks it up.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's a good mic, sensitive.
Yeah. Well, anyway, where were we?
So, I don't know. Yeah, let me show you something.
I don't know. I don't know how to do anything for Chris because he.
You see that?
Yeah.
I got that back 1977. It's still hanging on my wall.
Oh, really? See, I used to have one of those, and I don't anymore. So. Yeah.
I noticed the police patch that was just below it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my buddy from Hillsborough. He's was commander.
Yeah.
Hillsborough has police?
Yes, they do. They for all the rich people.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was killed in the line of duty. So yeah, good buddy.
Wow.
Amazing.
Anyway, so I don't know what to tell Chris. We tried, Chris,
Reboot.
Well, no, rebooting might not do it,
Seems like he's muted or something.
He's muted. Do you have some buttons down at the bottom that
This goes into his regular preferences, not the Skype preferences, but his regular preferences, and chooses the microphone. You know, the go on to the Apple, I think it is, and then you go system preferences, and then you go to sound or microphone. Let me look.
You know, we could spend all night doing this, Phil.
I'd
I'd prefer to get into some kind of discussion.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know if that's going to necessarily do it.
Yeah. Sound, then you can go to input, and you can choose the one that you have.
Yeah.
That might be the issue.
What, do you have? Can you get to your sound preferences in the Mac?
Yeah, just go into the Apple
and what does it say there? Let me see here. Well, of course, he can't tell me, but if I go to sound preferences
shot
here,
a beer. It's very simple.
No, if I go here, they have is there? Well, you could use display audio, I suppose. Do you have display audio listed there in those preferences that drop when it says select a device for sound input? No, you don't have display audio. No.
Maybe it doesn't have a microphone.
I don't know. Maybe you don't have a microphone. That could be.
It doesn't have any microphone choices.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in case you've just joined us, Marcel Marceau is with us. And you're going to say goodbye. Okay, I'm sorry. See if you can figure it out when you're not on and come back and see us, please. Okay.
Go to the Skype call and see if it's giving you output.
Just let me handle it. Anyway. Now Chris is calling again. Wait a minute. Add to group. Okay. And Chris, you're there again. No, I guess he maybe butt dialed me or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh,
anyway, enough of that.
Doesn't have anything
yeah,
to
no.
So when do you think your good pal Trump is finally going to get wind up in jail?
Well,
it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good.
I don't think it's a problem. It's not looking good for his attorney. That's for sure.
Which one?
No, it's not looking good at all for his attorney. And then when the government says, "Well, we're going to charge you with this, and you could get 30 years," do you want to turn tail and tell us some stuff we need to know? The next thing you know, he's going to squeal like a pig.
Well, what if there was nothing?
What if there's nothing? Do you really think they would go to this trouble if they had nothing?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry, but the Justice Department does not go on fishing expeditions.
Looks like it is now. At this point.
No, you don't know. I mean, look. I think that we have to live with the possibility that with the fact that this president has been had. Okay.
Well, maybe, but he's the first one. He's the first had president that's going to be talking to Kim Jong-un and possibly denuclearizing the Korean
No, it's already
Peninsula.
been denuclearized already.
Well, with Un's statement, he said that he was going to close his research facility and he wouldn't launch any more bombs.
That's right. So he's done it himself. It doesn't have to be negotiated.
He hasn't given up his stockpile of weapons.
Well, why should he? I got to ask you this question. Why should he give up his stockpile of weapons? When the rest of the world has their missiles aimed at him, shouldn't he have a few pieces of protection for himself?
Well,
he already got what he wanted. He got recognized.
Yes, and
That's
Trump
what he wanted.
Trump gave him everything he wanted and more. He got world recognition. They're now taking Kim Jong-un seriously because Donald Trump is.
And you mean to say all it took was recognizing the guy to stop his program?
Yes.
Bravo, Donald Trump. Thank you for recognizing the little rocket man, and thank you for denuclearizing a threat.
Well, you can thank him for denuclearizing once you can pronounce it.
I'll never be able to.
It's nuclear.
Nuclear.
Eyes. Nuclearized.
Yeah.
Nuclearized, not nuclear.
It's a Republican thing. You know, look at George W. Bush. How did he pronounce nuclear?
He wrong.
Well,
just because he did doesn't mean that it's right to pronounce it that way.
How do you know that you're right? He was wrong.
I know because I know I'm right. Because if you look at the way it's spelled, it's not spelled nuclear. It's spelled nuclear.
Well, why do they call them nukes?
Because they're shortening it. In
nuclear, they're calling it nukes. You know.
Don't try to explain away stupidity. Stupidity is stupidity, Phil. Don't try and sanitize it or,
Nuke? No nuke, you know. Hey, you go to the microwave. What do you do to your coffee? You nuke it, right?
No, I warm it up.
Yeah, that should. And if you rub it, it'll grow. You know?
That's what they told you, but they were lying.
No,
I know.
No, but I mean, I think that Trump is in a lot of trouble because this little weasel is going to turn rat on him. He's going to. He's going to have to unless he wants to spend 30 years in prison. They've got him on fraud, on wire fraud, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess he was, not a nice guy. But, we'll see what happens. Isn't a guy innocent until proven guilty?
Yes.
All right. You seem to be a proponent of that.
Yeah,
I know I am.
But I'm saying that it isn't a matter of guilty or innocent. It's a matter that they're going to charge him with something, and if he wants to take a chance on going to jail for the next 30 years, fine. But most guys who have 2 kids and a wife at home and don't really like the idea of being butt-fucked by Bubba are going to take the option of telling them something they need to know.
And do you think that Trump's not going to pardon them?
I don't give a shit what Trump's going to do. Before he can pardon him, he's got to be found guilty of something. Yeah. And if he simply is under the threat of it, he can turn tail on it. And this guy has no guarantee that Trump's going to pardon him.
But did Sheriff Joe Arpaio, was he convicted or was he just accused?
He was convicted.
He got pardoned.
He was convicted.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you pardon somebody who wasn't convicted? Well, I guess
pardoned.
I guess you remember what's his name? Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, and Nixon wasn't charged with anything.
And you know what our governor in California just did is he pardoned all of the prisoners that couldn't vote. He pardoned them so that they could vote in the state of California. Had you heard about that?
I don't think because you pardon somebody, they can suddenly. Well, let's see here. There's a pardon, and there's a difference between a pardon and a. Oh God, I'm trying to think of the other term. In other words, Patty Hearst went through 2 things. Carter, I think, pardoned her, and Clinton did something else that came
on to her.
No, made it so it wasn't, it just was, going to go away. Commute.
Did this? Yeah. No, this was according.
No, I think Carter commuted and Clinton pardoned her.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, according to the news, it was a pardon by Jerry Brown of thousands of non-voting people that have been incarcerated.
Well, if you pardon somebody who's been incarcerated, they get their voting rights back.
That's why he did it.
No, that's not necessarily why he did it. It may have done it because he felt these were people who were convicted of what we would consider to be small crimes. Plus, in the state of California, you've jailed so many people, you can't afford it anymore. He's got to somehow balance the budget, and getting people out of prison who are there for nonviolent crimes is one way of doing it.
Well, I don't know that they were nonviolent crimes either. I'm going to look it up.
Of course, you'll keep going till you find something that justifies your misguided thoughts.
It's very simple headline: Jerry Brown pardons inmates so they can vote. You know?
No. He didn't do it so they could vote. If you pardon them, they can vote. That's the difference.
No, this was not some right-wing accusation. It was just the news, you know.
But it was the news as interpreted by Phil Meyer, who never gets it right.
Yeah,
you know.
Somebody look it up.
Get ready with your drinks, folks.
I can't even find Safari on this. Oh, there it is. On this laptop.
That is amazing. Corona Light? Good.
Well, you know, I got to watch my weight.
Not connected to the internet.
No, geez. Here we go. This is really an exciting night, folks. Tell your friends to tune in. This is great entertainment.
Well,
this is the reason I'm thinking of stopping the whole thing.
Well, I tell you, I don't tune in, but I listen to all your rebroadcasts.
I know. And the shows suck lately, right?
No, actually, they've been great.
Oh.
Just about the, you know, the whole, you know, prostate cancer and all the, you know, it taught me a lot about my dad. And what he's going
Oh, that's great. This is the show that will teach you a lot about your dad. Just tune in to Alex.
Oh my God, I'm learning everything about what he's going through.
Give you an idea what's happening with your dad, like, you know. Right, Jeff? Do I take that as an insult? I don't know. But no, a lot of times it's completely frustrating, you know.
Doing good. Don't be all frustrated.
Well, I don't know. This just may be a bad week and maybe low listening for one reason or another. And next week, all of a sudden, I have tons of people, and I'll
too hung up on listening. Just keep doing your show. You're doing good.
Yeah, well, you know,
people are listening. You just don't realize it.
You know, nobody wants to look at a better camera. I'm sorry. You know, I now have both cameras match each other. It's terrific. So, big deal.
Oh, your cameras are great. I can read all the books in the background.
Oh, yeah. People say they can now tell what these aren't books. These are, well, you see, that's how bad it is. These are actually DVDs.
So, DVDs.
But, no,
I can read the title.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a very nice camera that Logitech put out. It's called the Brio. And they lowered the price to $159. So,
get two.
Huh?
Get two.
I got two. But now that I mentioned it, Phil will go out and get himself a Brio just to have a better camera.
I'm happy with this thing. You know, this 9. I can't tell what it is. 930 or something.
Six. Is it the 630? I can't remember. Mine's the 720. Mine's the 720. You just look into it and you get stoned. So it's
freaking me out with his 420 eyes.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, I looked closely.
Well, today we're sitting here and girlfriend looks at at our clock and says, "Gee, it's 4:20 already." And I said, "Yeah, it's 4:20 on 4:20. Light up!" And she grabbed a joint and we lit up. It was 4:20 on 4:20. I've got to, you know, I took one puff because I didn't want to
fell asleep for 2 hours.
Huh?
Then fell asleep for 2 hours.
Then fell asleep for 2 hours, yeah. No, I don't. Well, you can't diet and do pot. I'm sorry. You know, you can do coke and diet. That, you know. Although I do know guys who've gotten fat on coke.
Wasn't you that said that they should put coke dispensers in the bathroom so there'd be more productivity in the workplace?
Yeah, that's one thing they could do.
I think there's productivity.
There's a good diet. It's a good diet aid, although as I say, I've known people who get fat. What are they cutting that stuff with? Butter?
Yeah. Butter?
You know, the funny thing is, all these guys that were doing coke back in the 70s and the early 80s, they thought that they were productive. They thought that they were doing things that was, you know, really unbelievable. But how come they all lost their homes, their families, and then got fat afterwards?
All of them lost their homes and their families. I did coke during that time, and I didn't lose my family or my home.
Well, your mother passed away, and
no, my mother passed away long after I quit coke.
Yeah, I know.
What is cocaine?
A lot of people, spent a fortune on coke in those years, and many of them, lost everything.
I didn't. I always was very aware of how much I was spending on coke, and I think in those days I was making a lot of money, so I spent about $5,000 a year on coke, and that was it.
Right. You had people that come by with coke and offer up, and they were unlimited.
I did have that. Yes.
Good friends.
Good friends. Well, they really weren't good friends. They were people you found out. They were people you found out you would hang out with because they gave you free coke. You know, otherwise you'd have nothing to do with them because they were slime balls.
We went up to some event up in Tahoe, and in the hotel room that you had, this guy came in with more coke than I'd ever seen in one place, and you didn't even know him, and he was laying it out, and everybody was imbibing.
And everybody's sitting in the bathroom tile with their toothbrushes, and everybody's funny. They're having fun.
Yeah.
It's so you had those.
What?
The guys that would come in and
I had guys. I knew guys who would do that. Yeah. I'd tell them to leave quietly.
But leave the coke.
But leave the coke, yeah. But no, so I had my coke years, yeah. But now I don't do anything. I don't do any drugs. It pisses girlfriend off. Can't you join every now and then? Loosen up, And I go.
Prescription drugs.
By the way, what was the quote that I had yesterday? Hold on a second. I got to find this quote because it's really a great quote. Chuck Lorre, who does. You familiar with Chuck Lorre at all? He's the producer.
Yep, the one for Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Well, what he does is he has a thing called vanity cards. That at the end of the show, he has vanity cards which he puts up. And it's something you got to freeze frame your show.
A quote or something they call it, right?
Yeah, so you can read it. So last night there was one that was short and it was sweet, and I think it was genius. And it simply read, "I don't know what my expectations are until they aren't met."
There you go.
Yeah. So that's my new philosophy in life. I didn't know what my expectations were till they weren't met. Anyway, well, it was better than Phil's joke earlier. So
I believe the laws of karma do not apply to show business, where good things happen to bad people on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah. Well,
he has a bunch of them. He has some great ones.
Yeah. I think that, quite frankly, to be honest, Phil, I've got to say that anybody who sits around and says that Trump didn't do anything and isn't guilty of anything is probably fooling themselves, Phil.
Just the same way all those guys thought that they would get the delegates to rebel, and they would, you leftists are, going hope beyond hope that something's going to happen.
I don't have a hope beyond hope. I was the first one to say on this program to people like Amy, let's face it, he's president, get used to it. That the chances of you being able to get him out, and I still say they're slim. There may be a point at which the heat gets too hot and he quits, much like Nixon did.
I don't see it happening.
I could see it happening.
I think he's insulated enough that there's no way, and it is going to be another 6.5 or almost 7 years.
Well, you see, there's a problem. There's a problem he's got. The people around him, for the most part, don't like him very much. And those people that pretend to are sycophants.
That doesn't seem to be true. The people that are around him that don't like him are the ones that he fired, or the ones that didn't like him in the first place. But from what I understand, anybody that's with him, knows him, or likes him.
What do you think about the FBI memos?
Well, the Russian hookers are the best. So he made a comment. Russian hookers are hot. Yeah, Russian Russian women, some of those Russian women are gorgeous.
Yeah, but you know, I got to tell you, you're president of the United States. This is not the kind of discussion you have with your attorney general or the head of the FBI or whatever he was. Comey was the head of the FBI.
He was joking, you know, but it is true. The Russian hookers are good.
Do you know that for a fact?
Well, I see what I see on TV.
No, actually, what the hookers are good for is if you get one that's going through menopause, it's so cold in Russia that their hot flashes will keep you warm.
Yeah. All right, so bada boom.
No extra charge.
Yeah, no extra charge.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kevin? Don't you think that this guy is going to rat on him?
Oh, he's going to turn like a pancake. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We'll see.
As soon as they put the pressure on him, he's going to flip.
They put the pressure on him. We'll see.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
I think it's much to do about nothing. You know, you got Sean Hannity. So he was the third guy. Maybe Sean Hannity called the guy.
I don't think Hannity's going to have anything to do with it. I think it's going to be Cohen, and he's going to get in there, and they're going to put the pressure on him, and he's just going to say,
"There were too many of
my family. I'm not going to jail."
There was
what do you want to know?
Too many of Trump's inner circle talking to Russians. You know.
Well, they were talking, but the Russians were talking to them. You know, they were making overtures to them. They were trying to manipulate them. There's no proof that any manipulation was done.
Oh, you don't know that. You don't know what Mueller has already.
I don't know that there was.
You don't know what Mueller has already.
If he had something,
he's not on a fishing. No, if he had something, he's not ready to tip his hat yet. You know, he's not ready to tip his hand.
Now, Flynn. What was the deal with that Mueller made? Did he make a deal, or was the other guy that turned around and said that he would talk and cooperate?
No, it wasn't Flynn. It was I'm trying to remember now.
McCabe? No.
Yeah,
McCabe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple of guys that have flipped already. I mean, whatever he does or whatever he's got has given him, he's got wherewithal to do it.
Mueller is I was mentioning this last night. Mueller is a principled enough guy, okay, and he is known as a very principled guy. That he is not out to prove that the President of the United States fixed the election. He's out to find out what happened. His job is to find out what happened with Russia and their intervention into our election. Now, if that includes the President of the United States, then that's going to be part of what he finds out. But he didn't start out in the beginning and saying, well, I'm out to get Trump. Okay?
Right. Of course not. You know, the guy's a professional. If he said I'm out to get Trump, then he's looking for he's only looking for a conclusion. Now, they keep saying he's not a target, but that doesn't mean anything, because he would be a target if they found something.
It would be wrong of him to be a target.
But see, why does Trump keep standing there and stepping in shit when he may not have to be?
I don't know.
That's what I don't get. If he just shuts his mouth and lets Mueller do his job, he may not have a problem.
Exactly.
But he keeps stepping in shit, and Mueller may not have anything on him. He just wants to find out what went on.
And don't you kind of
he's too egotistical.
What were you saying? Yeah, say that again.
I say he's too egotistical. He has to say something. He can't shut up.
Well, Rudy Giuliani's been brought in to try to push this investigation forward and get it cleared up, but I don't think it's going to clear up before the 2018 election, the midterms. And that's really, for one reason or another, if this thing doesn't exonerate him before that, it will be a bloodbath.
The one thing I think that maybe Giuliani may be able to get through to Trump is to keep his fucking mouth shut.
That's a possibility.
Maybe.
Yeah. No.
He may be able to go in there and just say, you know what? You just keep your mouth shut.
Or the question is going to be, how long is Giuliani going to last?
Right. He may turn around and say, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. Get the fuck out of here.
I think these guys go back a long way. And
a lot of these people go back a long way, but he's dropping them like flies now.
And that's the way he works. That's the way he works. If he doesn't want to do it, he gets rid of them.
Here's the reason why a guy like Cohn may turn state's evidence on Trump for a very simple reason. Trump has no loyalty, and he knows that. And so he can't count on things like a presidential pardon or that Trump is going to help him out in this whole thing or whatever. And a lot of the people around him know that while he can be your pal and you can cozy up to him, the push comes to shove and he wants you out, you get out. You know, he has no loyalty. And so without that kind of loyalty, this is Trump's biggest problem. This is his greatest Achilles heel in this whole situation.
So I think the problem was that he surrounded himself with people he didn't know, and they had their agenda, he had his. He wants to bring the country in his direction. You look at Tillerson. He never met Tillerson before he was nominated.
Then why did he nominate him?
Because he was told by his handlers or whatever it is that he has.
But you're telling us that Trump does.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
What does Phil think?
Pardon me?
Phil's been quiet. What does Phil think?
Phil's been talking.
Said nothing. What is Phil? Phil, what do you think, man? You've been quiet over there.
You mean Jeff?
You mean Jeff?
Yeah, that's Jeff. Oh, you mean the other guy? Phil's
the other guy. The guy in the red shirt.
Phil doesn't know how to be quiet.
This guy.
Phil's the fucking blowhard, for crying out loud. Yes, Jeff. What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of things here. First of all, we don't have all the information yet.
Right.
So I'm really like, okay, I can smell a lot of stink shit, but I haven't touched them yet. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank God. So I'm kind of waiting to see it happen. Trump by himself really just comes up with winners, or what I should call losers, every week by changing people, by getting rid of people, by can't follow the story every day. So I just don't trust him at all. And I hope he's thrown out. I hope he quits. But the reality of it is he's not going to leave until he feels like he leaves, or he's actually been fined somebody that can actually put him to prison, or potentially put him to prison. And right now, it's not that level yet.
Well, it's not at that level because we don't know what level it's really at.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
You know, we don't know where it stands at the present moment.
You guys were screaming emollients, and where I believe that's the way you pronounce it. You know, because he has a hotel and people stay at it. There's all sorts of things that you reaching for that I don't think you will. But Robert, the one of the reasons I talk like I do is there's something called dead air.
I get that.
And dead air, and I'm always afraid of dead air. You know, we're always told don't have dead air.
By the way, Tim is calling. Hello, Tim.
Good evening. I got a name for your memoir now.
My memoir?
Yeah, Edgewise.
What?
Not dead yet.
Edgewise. You're always trying to get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
When Phil is on, or me.
Hey, I heard.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
evening,
Tim.
I heard your hero Art Bell passed away.
Yes, he stoked my imagination, and that's all he was there for.
Now, didn't they
Not
say
to validate, just stoke your imagination.
Yeah. Didn't they say they found him in the desert? What did that mean? How did they find him?
He lived in the desert.
Yeah.
Outside Area 51.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim?
Yeah, Tim.
Yes, go ahead. What was the question?
You cut out.
Oh, I don't know. It must have been my phone. I have Charter, so you never know when they're going to go wacko.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, so I mean, Phil is. Yeah, I just, I love you, Phil.
This is where the butt comes.
I really didn't know. There's no but. I love you, but I just can't understand that as an intelligent person, you can keep the faith with this piece of slime ball, motherfucking cocksucking asshole bullshit crap.
Believe me, I'm being worn down. I'm getting worn down, but that doesn't mean you see. There's only one way to lose.
By the way, you know, we have a chat that goes on here.
Yeah.
And Dan Meyer, who never calls this program anymore, so fuck you, Dan, says, "See, this is the stuff that bores me to.
I'll call back definitely.
That bores me to tears.
Yeah.
This is stuff that bores me to tears. Well, Dan, then you don't have to fucking listen, you moron.
Oh, I think that's been up there for a while, though.
Or you can call. You can call." And change the subject if you want.
Dan's a good guy. I mean,
no, he's not. He sits there. He complains all the time. No, he's not.
I think he put that up there when we were trying to figure out what was going on with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's been up there for a while.
By the way, Robert, are you there, Robert?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're turn your camera on and off. You're circling around there, and we're not getting your picture right now.
I don't know. Something's happened with my connection. Maybe I don't know. I'm still here.
Yeah, well, stop your camera and then start it again.
It's 4:20. You have a connection?
He's frozen.
I don't know. I'm smoking joints right now. Hold on.
So he's got a connection.
It's 4:20. I'm celebrating. Hold on.
Yeah. Do we have to put up with this every time it's 4:20? Do we really have to?
Didn't you have those guys on a show that said they invented 420?
Yeah, we have the guys on who invented 420. Yeah. It was at San Rafael High School, wasn't it? I think
that's
he
what
said.
They said.
And what they
did
did
was up in Marin, definitely.
Yeah, and they said let's all meet at 420 outside the school and smoke some joints. And it was always 420.
I thought it was a time, not a day, but
yeah, it was a time. That's what we said. Time. It was 420, and that's where it started. And if you and I had this guy who called the show and said, yeah, we started it, and we went and looked it up, and they credited them with starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some old high school buddies that think there should be more research into LSD and the benefits, but that's another story.
Well, I've always believed that for years.
Of course, they're artists. They are artists. So that makes some sense there.
They're artists? There you go, Robert.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm ugly. You don't want to see me.
Did you hear about the YouTube algorithms?
Oh, no. Here we go. New conspiracy. YouTube,
No. This is research. YouTube has admitted to it.
Please research.
No, they didn't admit to it, Tim, but go ahead. Tell your side of the story.
Well, no, their algorithms until the last couple years, and they're still adjusting them, would steer people toward conspiracy theories and those sensational websites as opposed to more real, factual stuff.
So does the job
because it generates interest in people. You get those little teases. So
no, what they do, they've always had an algorithm going where if you have a certain thing you're interested in, it then shows you clips to the side of stuff you would be interested in. Like if you look up Alex Bennett, it would lead you to the 10 most boring radio personalities of all time.
I thought it led.
I think when you do that, it goes to Don Bluth, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Because I don't care anything about sports, so I never get any leads for sports. Nothing.
But I mean, aren't you ever suspicious that when you go online and you go let's say you go looking for prostate cures or something, and then all of a sudden you start getting things like click here to see prostate on the side just as ads, because they figure out what ads would appeal to you, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you're getting
every time I buy something at Sears, I buy a set of 4 tires, and then I would see tire ads for 2 years, and I don't need them anymore. I bought them.
That's fine, but they
don't know that I actually bought them.
Yeah, but that's the point. If I look up something on Amazon and then I'm on Facebook, to the side, ads for the kind of thing that I look for on Facebook will keep showing up. But that's what they do, and that's how they make their living. What do you think? You're getting Facebook for fucking free? No, you're paying something, and part of that is information about you that's going to help them sell product to you.
Alex, you need to go visit Phil and then do some interviews live from Silicon Valley. Interview some of the mid-level people and see what's really going on out there.
You know, I don't think there's any big conspiracy. I think that they want you to look at them as long as possible. They want your retention as long as possible. They want to do best for their advertisers, so their advertisers are getting their message to the people that are most receptive. What's the word I'm looking? Receptive to their message. But there's nothing wrong with that. Television does that. They advertise. Have you ever noticed that the 6:30 news on the network also has nothing but prescription ads throughout the whole show because it's nothing but old people listening to the news?
Oh, absolutely, but they're getting extremely sophisticated now.
Well, they have been working for years, and they're thinking of doing it, doing targeted advertising on television. Targeted advertising on television. For you, so that if they know that you like your tires, maybe you'll start seeing ads for tires just on your set, because on somebody else's set there's another set of advertisements. Yes, Jeff, and then Phil.
The one thing that I've just started picking up on the cell phone is advertisements that are focused where the radio would call me something on my cell phone, except the telephone number now is a local phone number.
Oh, really?
And I go, yeah, that's right.
Something I used to do, which was called pay-per-click. So I used to pay a couple $1,000s a month for ads that would pop up in people's site that maybe they searched for carpet. And then my ad or my website would pop up because I was paying money for those keywords, and they do it. Now I'm doing it much more organically, and I'm not paying for the ads. Because I find it work as well as an organic search.
Yeah.
But so what they do is I got a company that puts things on the website that makes it pop up at a higher point in the page. But I was paying a couple $1,000s a month just for pay-per-click, and so what all of these companies want to do is they want to target, and they want to charge big companies. You think Home Depot doesn't pay a lot of money for the word carpet? It might cost them $8 a click every time somebody goes on it, and that's how these internet companies make their money. And that's why you get inundated with these ads, because by doing that they get the money.
But nobody also is forcing you to use Facebook. Nobody's forcing you to use YouTube or Twitter, or Google. So I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as it's not being used in a nefarious way.
No, yeah, and there are ways of doing that, but for the most part, they're just trying to target an audience that has an interest in these.
Now, what's been suggested is that the Russians gamed the system. They found out how to get in there and how to push their agenda using Facebook. But still, even though your information might have been compromised. Well, how much was it compromised? It still only fed you materials that were lies. But if you're stupid enough to believe anything you read on the internet, you're nuts.
Alex, if they fed you materials that Trump was a good guy, would you have believed it? It caused you to vote for him?
I got a question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
What if a few years from now, instead of just using your credit rating, because they use a credit rating for your car insurance and everything. What if they started using your online habits and your online profile as a measurement of how good of a credit risk you are, how much your car insurance would be? That would be crossing the line in my book.
Employers, Tim, I think employers look at people's Facebook profile to, see if...
Absolutely. So you never know who you're going to work for, especially if you're younger.
Well, no,
you really need to be careful.
I think, here's something that I just got me the other day. I subscribe to Credit Karma. and I get a credit score. And I have an excellent credit score on both the two ones they use.
Experian and TransUnion.
TransUnion and the other one.
Is it Experian?
No. It's
Experian, Equifax.
Equifax.
No.
Now, I care whether I have a good rating on Equifax. Fuck you, Equifax. You get compromised, and the most you can do is tell people that, hey, just write us and we'll send you information on how you can keep your thing okay. Anyway, I have an excellent rating, but it's been higher. It keeps going down.
I tell you why.
I tell you why, too. Because I'm not buying anything.
Oh, let me tell you. I have...
Don't use it, you lose it.
And I make a charge. Let's say I have a Visa, and I make a charge $2,000.
Yeah.
And so the $2,000 shows up as a charge, and it reduces the percentage of open credit. But even though I paid it off within 6 days, it stays there for 3 months and doesn't show that it's a zero balance. And so what that does is it drops it down 2 or 3 points or 7 points. It's going to drop it down.
Hold on a second, Allison.
Yes.
We can hear you talking in the background. So please mute your phone when you're not using it, which is most of the time actually here. So we won't get all that background noise. No, here's the reason why it went down. That wasn't the reason it went down. It went down because I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe a penny. And what cards I do use during the month are all paid off at the end of the month. So therefore, I'm not as good at credit risk.
Does that amount that you used stay there even after it's paid?
The amount that I use? No.
Yeah, make a charge.
You go to my account now.
It'll show all zeros.
For years, we were taking it slow and paying off a MasterCard I had lived on and blah, 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 blah. Finally, that whole thing got paid off. The minute that got paid off and my current cards were getting paid off every month and I didn't owe anything to a credit organization, my credit rating went down. Now, you would think it would stay right where it was because I've got great credit. I've paid everything off. You get great credit if you owe money.
And you make payments.
So you should charge your rate. You should carry about 20% on your cards. I think that's what they want.
I have each card pays something, whether it's the Apple charge or something, because you don't want them to eliminate a card for non-use. So I have certain things that auto pay so that the cards will never expire.
I have cards that I don't use that have never expired.
They do. They can and they do.
But I mean, the fact is that I probably, should. I have one card that I was using that has very low interest. I should probably put a couple of $1,000s on that and just keep it there, so that I keep a nice high rating. But my rating hasn't gone down below excellent, but it's gone down since I don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
How many people in America
can't make any money?
How many
they
people
can't make money off of you, so they don't want you.
How many people in America can say that I don't owe anything to anybody? How many? Can any of you guys?
Mine's the same way, except for my mortgage. Yeah.
What'd you say, Kevin?
I said mine's the same way, except for my mortgage. But that just
you owe something then to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't owe my
credit. The only thing I owe is interest-free loans.
Yeah.
Like Home Depot. 12 months same as cash and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, most of America got a lot of debt, But if you got a lot of debt, you can have excellent credit because you got a lot of debt.
I just paid PayPal tonight $500 because I bought something, and I just looked at the bill, and when you buy something that's more than $100, they give you 6 months to pay. Well, all of a sudden, I looked at the bill, and I only got 3 months left, and I owed him $1,500. So
well, I charged something to Phil. Did it go through okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It said declined right after.
No, really? No, that's a credit card we pay off every month.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I mean, but all I'm saying is for all those people who may be worried, you know, your information is being used by Facebook, I got news for you. When's the last time you sent Facebook a check? Okay? When's the last time your credit card was debited at the end of the month to pay a charge to Facebook? Never. You've never paid for that service. Okay?
Free service. That's why they have all your information.
Well, that's what you're paying for. Getting it for free for.
Your habits, your information. That's what you get.
I was looking for beds.
Here's the rub, Alex.
What?
Here's the rub. Once they amass all that data, two things. One, it can be misused, and they were making money off of Russia misusing it. And two, it can be hacked and then sold on the dark web. So it creates a risk when you have that much information about it.
Where the fuck is the dark web? Yes, Jeff. What were you going to say? Yeah, where is
the name of the site? I forget the name of the website.
www.darkweb.com.
Where is the dark web? Where can I find the dark web? I want to be part of the dark web.
There used to be a website, and I think they took it down.
Oh, well, then there isn't a dark web anymore. You're thinking of Silk Road is what you're thinking of.
Hey, if you got enough Bitcoin, you can get there.
Yeah, but you're thinking...
Yeah, and you also have to get... was it Turret? What was the name of that software saving... I can't think of the name of it.
Is those things that you're in view stuff?
Torrent is the one way to.
Torrent.
You download an app and it'll get you into the dark web, but you got to pass some gateways.
Well, I want to get on the dark web. How do I get there? I want to be around with a lot of dark people.
A lot of anal penetration you have to go through. So
really? Really?
I mean, they took Backpage down.
I mean, they keep talking about, they constantly say, oh, and then it's sold on the dark web. All right, I want to know where the fucking dark web is, because if they have access to it, I'm sure I can get access to it.
I have an email address that is on the dark web. It came up. I have a service that monitors it. They've let me know several times. And then the other day, I bought something at B&H, and somebody from Singapore tried to he took my order and tried to change the ship-to address. So I stopped.
Oh, yes, that can happen.
Yeah, so I stopped using
it. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the dark web.
Got your depends?
Yeah, no. This was
doesn't say have anything to do with the dark web.
Isn't the dark web how Putin pays you for your commentary?
Yeah.
Do you need a flashlight on the dark web?
You know, it's 420. You think you can pull that piece of tape off your camera, Tim? You know?
I did. I just not running Skype yet.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll never get to see Tim. You know why? He's on the dark web. That's my conspiracy theory.
You can see me on my blog.
He doesn't have a flashlight.
Tim's a Russian.
You can see me on Facebook. I got a few pictures on there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I don't know your last name, Tim.
Oh, it's Albright. I'm not related to Madeline.
All right. Tim Albright. Okay, I'll look it up. I want to see what you look like. I imagine you kind of look like an alien with tentacles and things like that.
Okay, well, go to my blog, which is White Collar Green Space. .blogspot.
White Collar Green Space.
And I got a video and everything on there.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. White Collar.
White Collar Green Space.
Collar Green Space.
Type that in.
.blogspot.com.
On the dark web.
Space at blogspot.com.
No, just dot.
Can you make it any longer?
Oh, dot. Okay, white collar green space dot blogspot.com.
Can you make it freaking longer? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I just put basics in, and I got a bunch of Pinterest.
Hey, I just got a picture of Trump. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't have a picture.
Hey, I got a phone call from Trump today.
Yeah,
he's having a rally in my state.
Yeah, wait a minute, hold on a second. There's no picture of you on here.
Greenspace.blogspot.log.
.com. There's nothing there.
It's a picture of Donald Trump.
Yeah, it doesn't have a picture of you.
whitecollarsgreenspace.blogspot.com.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a picture of you.
Well, no, there's a video. Let me see what page the video is on.
Oh, geez, forget it.
I'll send it to you on Facebook or Twitter if you want the video.
No.
There it is. It's 2/3 of the way down. I got a pink shirt on, purple shirt on.
2/3 of the way down, you've got a page that's like 8 miles long here.
Just enable your camera and we're good.
Well, that's what I put a video up a week before Obama's speech about Obamacare.
You were 29 years old then.
Go down to Thursday, November 26th,
Oh,
2009.
jeez almighty. I'm at, what am I? I'm at Sunday, September 6th, 2009.
Go, keep going.
Keep going.
When? Where? What date?
He's got his sixth
November 26th, 2009. It's 2/3 of the way down the page. It's a video.
November 26th. There it is. Is that you?
That's me. I had my son I had my own. I had a way to pay for Obamacare, and actually, there's a paragraph in my video.
Hold on.
And Mr. President,
well, put it up because I
hard
can't
work
see
and your
anything.
dedication. The 50 million individuals without health insurance are not.
Is that you?
That's me.
Boy.
What is it again?
Put it up so we can see it because I can't see him on this.
Boy, you got a face made for radio. Anyway.
Don't we all?
Okay, well I'll go look at it later. Boy, that's tough to negotiate.
How about a year later?
I'll give you a two sentence. If you listen to it, when Obama gave his speech, he had a couple sentences about Kennedy.
Yeah.
And how much he fought for health care. I had the same thing in my speech, not knowing what he was going to say.
Yeah.
And I had my two sentences almost mirrored what he said about the health care. They had problems in their family and how hard he fought for health care.
You know, I got to tell you something, Tim. When I was a kid, and I used to listen basically to radio because I grew up on radio, I would hear people on radio, and then later on I would see a picture of them, and they looked nothing like they sounded. This was like going back to the old days of radio, seeing you on your website. You know,
yes, I know.
I would never imagine you look that way. You look like you're a businessman for for a stationery company. You know?
Oh, you mean like The Office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I could probably fit into that group pretty quick.
Yeah, right. Hey, look, we've run out of time. Isn't that wonderful?
I thought it was Fabio.
Again, a slow night tonight. Not the usual kind of night we want, but we've had 6 people here. One of which was Allison. Allison, who didn't say a word tonight. But that's
my subject.
That's okay. What?
You can look at me on Midnight Blue.
Oh, okay, good. By the way, thanks to Robert. Robert, call more often, will you?
I will. I've texted you. I'll call in more.
Please do it more. We really liked having you here. Phil, good to have you here. Jeff, as always. Kevin, as always. And Tim, thank you so much. Always need those conspiracies to keep us alive and active. Meanwhile,
just an open mind.
I'd like all of you to give a big wave goodbye to our studio audience or listening audience from our citizens panel. There they are. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, that was kind of fun tonight. What the heck? It was harmless. It wasn't. I would not send it away to somebody to say, here's what the citizen panel is all about and how interesting our talk show gets. But it was okay. It wasn't terrible, you know. Anyway, we'll hopefully things will pick up next week. We did get a lot of people listening at the end of the show, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. It must be the new camera, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'm through with here. I'm through here, and Jack and Amy are next with the intersection. That's followed at midnight, at 1 o'clock rather, Eastern Time, by Connections. We'll be again back here right after Boy, I can't talk straight. We'll be here again on Tuesday, right after Damian Chaplin does the exchange at 10 o'clock. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye.